Hey everybody, welcome to an all new episode of H&R Movie Talk. I'm HB Gibson, along with
RT Mac, and blame this man for not rewatching Zootopia.
we were supposed to also be talking about Zootopia, but that just makes for more episodes.
And more anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
And so, instead, we're gonna kind of harken back to one of our very first episodes where we did the Child's Play series.
Yeah, we're gonna flashback.
Yes. We mentioned that there was a new upcoming movie called Cult of Chucky.
Mm-hmm.
It has since come out.
Yep.
And we are going to discuss that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going
excited.
we're going to put up the link for the first episode the episode that we originally talked about the Child's Play films, so that way you can just go ahead and jump from that episode and connect this one like we do with the Star Wars prequels and the original trilogy and the new trilogy. So
Yep.
how you like the set? We're sitting here in this wonderful movie theater. That is, if the green screen is working. We're trying green screen. We're
Hopefully.
trying to get our production level up. But let's just get to it. Cult of Chucky. Now, I am not like that big on horror. I've only seen really the first Child's Play, the second Child's Play. The other ones in between were kind of phased through it a little bit, watched a little bit of it. But this one right here, Cult of Chucky, kind of ties up all the other ones.
Curse of Chucky, the previous one actually did.
Okay.
Because in Curse of Chucky, it opens with, Chucky being delivered as a package to a family that we've never seen before.
Right.
But we later find out that this was the original family that he targeted when he was still human as Charles Lee Ray.
Yeah.
So, basically, at the end, the woman played by Fiona Dourif, Brad Dourif's, biological daughter. She plays Nika, and she ends up going to prison over the murders he committed. They basically committed her to an insane asylum.
Okay.
Now, in a post-credit scene, he gets delivered to the now adult Andy Barclay.
Yeah.
Who, as soon as he opens the box himself and turns around, he comes face to face with a shotgun. And Andy proceeds to shoot him in the face. Now in Cult of Chucky, we see what Andy did.
Yes.
He moved to a cabin in the woods, far away from society, and he cut off Chucky's head and put it on display like some kind of bear head, some kind of trophy.
Yeah, he put him in like a safe, right?
Yeah,
like
a real high-tech shield-like safe. And you can see the bullet wound. Chucky only has like the one eye. And, it really opens up with Andy on a date.
Yeah. Now, by the way, hopefully by now I would have put the word spoiler alert above the above on the top of the screen, so that way you all know that if you have not seen Cult of Chucky, you should not be watching this. So continue, because Andy's a badass in this one, armed to the teeth like the Punisher. Talk about it.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, since we're in the age of the internet, Andy's date, looked up his bio and found out everything that happened. But Andy tries to explain that the people closest around him were murdered brutally, and that traumatized him.
Yep.
And she asks whatever happened to the killer. He says justice was done. Because he knows that she's not going to believe that a doll with the soul of a human committed the murders. But unfortunately, because she's so paranoid, and I guess maybe rightfully so.
Yeah, especially these days, yeah. Can't be too careful.
She leaves, he understands, but he's a little, PO'd about it.
Right.
He goes back to the cabin to Chucky, and Chucky's fucking with him, messing with him about how his date went, even though he came home alone. He knows how it went.
Oh yeah.
So, Andy's there. He's smoking a blunt.
He's like, "Can I get a hit of that?"
Yeah. I mean, how does he really feel that? It's only going. It's only a head. Does he really get the kick out of it?
But you can see it in his eye. It was like.
Yeah, and he tries to mess with Andy a little more. So what does Andy do? He goes to his basically bucket of weapons.
Yeah.
Because he has like an entire armory in his cabin.
That's right. Like like I said, he's armed to the teeth like Punisher, boy.
One of them being a blowtorch.
Yeah.
And what does he do with that blowtorch?
He has fun with Chucky's head with it.
Whew. Oh.
Barbecue.
And we were just watching the honest trailer of Home Alone and how Kevin McAllister was showing all the signs of becoming a sociopath.
Mm-hmm.
This is eerily similar.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Andy, breaks.
He enjoyed that torture.
He loved it.
Yeah, so then we go back to Nika, who's being transferred from one, insane asylum to another that's supposed to give her a little more freedom.
Yeah.
It gives her a little more freedom.
Mm-hmm.
She meets this cast of characters who are all in this asylum for very specific reasons.
Yep.
One of which is a guy who's known as Multiple Malcolm.
Multiple Malcolm. My God.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, he's got about 80,000 people living in his head.
Yeah.
And with all due respect to people with multiple personality disorder, but one of these personalities has a little afternoon delight with Nika.
Uh-huh.
Another one believes he's a celebrity or two.
Mm-hmm.
You have a woman named Claire,
Yep.
who I believe burned down her house.
Uh-huh.
And she knows, what happened with Nika and believes that she killed her family.
Yes, yes.
Even though, and here's a weird thing, Nika is now convinced by her therapist that she did commit the murders.
Mm. Yeah, the therapist who was it Dr. Was that Dr. Foley?
Yeah.
That was Dr. Foley, yeah.
And, well, he has an ulterior motive himself.
Yeah.
That you'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I guess to accelerate her treatments, and she's now convinced herself something that we know is not true.
Right.
He brings out a good guy doll.
Yeah. I was done the moment he pulled out the good guy doll. I was finished. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I think I know where this is going.
Yeah, and so another patient named Madeline, she believes that this is her child. Because they say, like, she murdered her own child, but the trauma of doing that, she now latches onto the doll.
Right.
But of course, the doll has Chucky's soul.
Mm-hmm.
And he just starts to pick them off one by one. Just starts to mess with them, and at this point, you're wondering, how can there be two?
Here's the twist, y'all.
Here's a twist.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to really put it, he found, coincidentally enough on the internet, age of internet, he found a more advanced version of his original spell, his voodoo spell that transferred his soul in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I believe basically in the original spell he says Adue Dembela, and in this new one he says Adue Shoku Dembela. I guess I don't know what the word Shoku means, if there's some kind of Latin translation or something like that. It basically allows him to transfer parts of his soul into multiple dolls.
There you go. That's all. There it is. There it is.
So yeah, he can actually come to life in multiple forms, and well, yeah. Oh, sorry, I just
What's worse than one Chucky?
3. And why do we say 3 when we've only mentioned 2? Well, Andy, in one scene, looks at a video of basically trying to clear Nika's name. Because of course he had heard about it.
Right.
It fit Chucky's MO.
Right.
And for the fact that she said it was the Chucky doll that did it. So he tries to convince him and brings Chucky's head trophy to convince him. He shoots him with a nail gun.
Right.
And Chucky reacts to it as any of us would. Right. But they believe it's just some kind of clever animatronic way. Right. So they don't believe him. And Chucky's watching and laughs at him. So what he does...
Oh, man.
what he does, he had apparently mailed over another doll.
Right.
But only this time, there was a little something inside of the doll itself. And what was that? What was that?
I don't know, remind me.
A gun.
Yeah, that was that little tiny gun. Yeah.
Yeah, so when Nika finally realizes that she's not crazy,
Mm-hmm.
because she sees Chucky come to life taunting her,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Andy shows up. But unfortunately, by then, Chucky has finally done what he's been trying to do from the start.
Right.
You know, with the help of Tiffany,
Yes.
his bride.
Yes.
His bride.
And you know what? And there was a very, very funny part where I believe, was it Nika that asked her? I said, you know what? You look an awful lot like Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah. Yeah, and what does Tiffany do when Nika asks her, you know, how is Alice, the little girl who Chucky took in Curse of Chucky?
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany tells her that straight up she died. That causes her so much. She's already mentally like breaking down.
Right.
And she actually tries to kill herself because she feels like without Alice, what else does she really have to live for?
Yeah.
So when Chucky shows up, and well, we also find out that the doctor's ulterior motive is that he's been drugging her so he can have his way with her. That's why he got her transferred, because it allowed them more unsupervised visits.
Right.
So yeah, and Chucky, amazingly enough, admires him for it.
Right.
He's like, he even says, and I quote, "I just can't with this guy. I don't know whether to kill him or just take notes." So.
But he meets a pretty nasty end.
Yeah.
He met a pretty nasty end.
But basically, Chucky actually tells Nika, you know, that Alice was a good host body, and that, you know, little girls are the one thing other than dolls that people would wholeheartedly believe would not be a cold-blooded killer.
Right.
But he said, unfortunately, little girls are also vulnerable because of their flesh and bone bodies. And because they're children, they're a lot more susceptible to pain.
Right.
So, unfortunately, whoever Chucky was trying to kill as Alice fought back and killed Alice's body.
Yeah.
So, but we do see Alice in a hallucination that Nika has. We see her, and Chucky is able to transfer his soul into Nika's body.
And that was an even bigger twist. That was an even bigger twist.
Yeah, and when Andy finally shows up and fights the Chucky that he sent over, takes the gun out, he's able to kill him. But then he sees the possessed Nika and locks him in one of the rooms.
Yeah. That pretty much like opens the door for so much more to happen. Trust me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not over, guys.
Oh yeah, because then we see, you know, Nika now possessed by Chucky. And remember, Nika's in a wheelchair originally. Right. But because Chucky's now possessing her, he can walk in her body. And has a little lip action with Jennifer Tilly, which I thought was fantastic.
Yeah, because she was like, cause even for him, that was like a whole new experience for him, you know. Hey, no problem.
And basically now we got like a Thelma and Louise team.
There you go.
But then another weird thing.
The
Tiffany doll in the back seat.
The Tiffany doll in the back seat of the car shows up, and they all start jamming.
And now we're wondering, could that be Glenn or Glenda?
Yeah.
Or did she just transfer part of her soul into the Tiffany doll?
I guess so. Maybe she learned how to do the same thing. You know?
Yeah. I mean, you don't really need any special ability to cast these spells.
Right.
You just need to know the words.
You just need to know the words and look it up on the internet.
Yeah, basically.
Now watch, everybody's going to try to go on the internet and try to possess a doll.
Hold up. We still got more.
Uh-oh.
Now, if you go through the end credits, because now every movie has an end credit scene, basically.
Oh yeah, you got to stay to the end credits these days.
Yep, and we go back to Andy's cabin in the woods.
Uh-huh.
A car pulls up.
Uh-huh.
And a very attractive blonde woman walks in.
Mm-hmm.
And the severed Chucky head looks at her, then notices she looks familiar, looks at one of the photos on Andy's bureau, and the picture he's looking at is the foster sister from Child's Play 2. And he's like, Kyle? And she's like, how you doing? Andy sent me. Like, we're gonna have some fun. And the screen goes black as Chucky is screaming in agony.
Oh man, that was brilliant.
Christina Lee.
Was brilliant.
Christina Lee reprises her role.
Yes.
From Child's Play 2 as Kyle.
Yes.
Andy's foster sister. Oh, and by the way, Christina Lee has had quite a career of her own.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
After Child's Play 2.
Oh yeah.
She runs a food porn website. No other way to put that.
Yeah, food porn website. Go look that up.
Yeah, just look up.
Just look it up.
Actually, I'm gonna try and just.
Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna look on good old Wikipedia and we're gonna take a look here.
Yeah, we're gonna give you guys, okay, it's called Delightful, Delicious, D-Lovely, and she has a vegan cooking show.
Really?
At videovegan.com. Yeah. So yeah. So I want to get your take on this.
Okay, my take on Cult of Chucky, as I have said before, I was not really into the Child's Play films. The Cult of Chucky is actually making me want to revisit and actually check out all the films and get myself ready for the next one after this one. I'm actually interested. I am actually interested now. Yeah.
And Fiona Dourif kills it again.
Yeah.
She's a very, very good actress, and
yes.
I'm hoping that she'll get more major roles.
Mm-hmm. And it was very well filmed. I mean, for something that I guess this was what we considered straight to video, it was very, very well done. And actually, quite honestly, it was I think it was good enough to have been released in the theaters because of the way it was filmed. It was good. It was enjoyable.
Well, here's the thing. When you're dealing with a low budget film, you have to really get creative in order to fit your budget.
Right.
And they did obviously use CGI, but it was very you couldn't really tell at times. And thankfully they used the same puppeteers and doll makers from the past couple of films. Yeah. So they're working with a team they're already familiar with and can work well with. Yeah. The same guy who scored Curse of Chucky came back to do the score for this one. Right. Basically, it's kind of like you remember Wallace and Gromit, the Curse of the Were-Rabbit? Yeah. The people who worked on that movie then worked on Wallace and Gromit short that came out a few years after. Right, right. So you had the concept of the exact same team. Right. Know what to do, and they work well with each other. And they can reignite, the magic of the original, which lets you know that it is possible for lightning to strike twice and have that good chemistry, that good combination of people that made the original as good as it was. Yeah, and there's already talks of another sequel. Well, hey, I think that we're going to be seeing Chucky do his thing for a long time. Well, Don Mancini, he has expressed interest in bringing back Glenn and Glenda from Seed of Chucky. And even though Seed of Chucky is considered the worst film of the series, when you bring back certain characters the right way, it can work. It can work. Because they brought back Tiffany. Yeah. So, and she has obviously done very well with these recent sequels. Yeah, so. and she was very creepy sitting in the back seat of that car. Very creepy. And the crazy thing is, since Kyle came back, will we see Tyler from Child's Play 3? Yeah. The little boy from Kent Military Academy. Yeah, where Chucky was like, I'm gonna be a pro. Will we see him and that same actor? Because Don Mancini has been bringing back original actors.
Yeah, yeah.
The only time he recast a role was for Child's Play 3 because, you know, Alex Vincent wouldn't have been old enough to play Andy in the story that he had envisioned.
Right.
But he could bring back all these guys together, all of them versus all these Chuckies. I mean,
that would work. That would be sweet. Yeah.
I'm just hoping that he doesn't go full Critters or full Leprechaun by shooting it something in space.
No. Yeah, they always go kind of like off the rails, and or what they would say, jump the shark when they start going into space.
I think we should actually cover the Leprechaun series at one point.
The Leprechaun series would be interesting because I did see the original one. I definitely saw the original one.
Yeah, and the original one is the only one that really made money.
Yeah.
The others were all straight to DVD.
Yeah.
And you kind of see why.
And there was one, I think it was Leprechaun in the Hood, where he ran into Ice-T, I think.
Yeah, and then the sequel to that was Leprechaun Back to the Hood.
Leprechaun Back.
Which got some of the worst reviews of a Leprechaun movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But, yeah.
All right. Well,
Cult of Chucky.
I will give Cult of Chucky, and this is coming from a person, like I said, who was not a Child's Play film fan, but now is interested in going back because Cult of Chucky was that good and was that interesting, and I started to see characters from previous Child's Play films that I wasn't that familiar with because I didn't really watch and really pay it that much mind. It's got me to turn around and want to watch it. I would say out of 5, I'm gonna give it 4.
Very, very respectable.
Yeah,
2 thumbs up.
It was good. I mean, it wasn't silly. It wasn't stupid. Everything made sense, and it was very creepy.
And the fact that it happened at a mental institution gave Chucky all sorts of toys to play with.
Exactly.
And some of these deaths, it's like old school horror.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You went with practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that they did that.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the next sequel, which, if they go by these last couple sequels, we'll probably see in another few years.
Well, we look forward to seeing that. And as we said, after this episode, next time, we are going to be taking a look at Zootopia.
Yes. Zootopia, the controversy around that, because I don't know if you heard about the whole lawsuit that came after that came out.
No, I didn't.
Basically, Disney is often accused of ripping off certain stories, and this time I don't know if the case was dismissed, but basically somebody sued because they said you used my story without my permission.
Oh, okay.
But
copyright your stuff, guys.
Just like we did.
Alright, well listen, that's all for now. We shall see you in the next video, and do us a favor, please
keep your mouth closed at a movie theater. Just react normally. Don't speak. No phones. No kicking of the seats.
Yeah, don't kick my seat, because just don't.
And real quick, in 1 month, Black Panther.
Yes. That's gonna be you know what? Oh my God.
We'll get to it.
We're gonna get to it. We're going to have we're even gonna make it into a special. We're gonna make it into a Black Panther special. We're gonna go into the comic books. We're gonna go into the films that the character has appeared in. We're gonna go all out. Black Panther special on H&R Movie Talk. I could see right back here, I think the green... Hey everybody, once again, thanks so much for watching this episode of H&R Movie Talk. We hope that you enjoyed it. Up and coming episodes, we're going to be talking about Zootopia. And we're also going to have a special show about movies that were meant to sell toys.
Such as Space Jam.
Lego.
The Batman Lego movie.
And if we think of any more, we'll add those too. And we're also going to be talking about a fun classic film that I used to love watching every year.
And then I might just have ruined it for him by showing him a certain other video, which had a lot of people over the years wondering if Willy Wonka was really as pure as he made himself out to be.
Yeah, we were watching. What was that? Honest Trailers.
Yeah,
on Screen Junkies. We're going to be taking a look at Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and also the Tim Burton version with Johnny Depp. We're going to be taking a look at both of those films, comparing the two, and just talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, and fun fact, the guy who played Charlie in the Gene Wilder version, only movie he ever made.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened to him.
First and only.
Oh, wow.
He had offers, but he decided to just stay in school, and now he just has a regular good career. Right?
Maybe he was the smart one. But that's on up and coming episodes of H&R Movie Talk. We'll see you next time.